call to order the May 15th, 2024 MVCC meeting. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Can we get a roll call?
Sure can. Joanne Rao.
Here.
Brooks Compton. Just all Brian whilst they got their full name. Lisa Duvall.
Here.
Steve Beechel.
Here.
Don Burchett.
Here.
Rob Stevens.
Here.
Stephen Harding.
Here.
Michael Boyle.
Here.
And Jill Hall.
Here.
Shane is going to be here soon.
Oh, Shane's coming? Good, good.
All right, thank you for that. We have the approval of the March 27th, 2024 board meeting minutes. I don't know if we had any additions or that. If not, I'd entertain a motion for approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. All right, moving on. It looks like we have one resolution. We have resolutions 2023-002, authorizing the executive director to enter into an indefeasible right of use agreement, IRU, with the Independence Fiber Network, IFN, for 120 strands of optic fiber and approximately 17 miles of empty conduit encompassing the Gateway Fiber Network. Jay, would you like to say a little bit about that?
Sure. I know everybody's probably asking, what's an indefeasible right of use? I can't hardly say it either. It's a term that's primarily used in the telecommunication industry, and it means it can't be undone or voided. About 4 years ago, IFN agreed that they would pay for the Phase 2 build-out work. And so we are now transferring our portion of the Phase 1 ring assets so they can carry that on their balance sheet. In turn, for at least the next 35 years, we have the rights to 120 optic fibers and 17 miles of empty conduit to use, sell, or lease as we deem appropriate. IFN receives an annual maintenance fee of the fiber and conduit, and then they perform all locates in the field. All of these details were outlined in the resolution that I shared with you that the board passed in 2020 when IFN agreed to undertake the Phase 2 build. So all of the Phase 2 work has been completed at this point, except there's some remaining splice work to do. That work has been scheduled, and that will be completed in the very near future. So I will not sign any documents until all of the work is completed. I'll be happy to answer any questions that anybody might have.
So we'll need to vote for this one, resolution, right?
Yes. The other thing I would just mention to you is I was looking back through the records. The 7 communities who were involved in the ring invested slightly over $1 million when we got this project underway, the Phase 1 improvements. Then Phase 2, which IFN took on, was about $1.75 million. The assets that we have, these 120 optic fibers and around 17 miles of empty conduit, those assets are probably worth about $2.75 million. So for an investment a little bit over $1 million, hopefully we're going to get a financial return of $2.75 million once we sell the conduit and either lease or sell the optic fibers. So that's a pretty good investment that the community's made.
Have we seen any other interest from any other companies wanting to look at that, or?
Yes. there's a number of companies that have just been waiting for us to finish up Phase 2 because, they want the entire ring to be in place. So it's now in place, and I think over the next few months, I'll probably be coming back to you with some more details on purchases of fiber and hopefully the conduit as well.
Do you expect that to be purchased as opposed to, is there any benefit to leasing it as opposed to purchasing?
It seems like what the market is right now, Brooks, is the purchase of both the fiber assets and the conduit.
I just want to say thank you. I mean, it's been a long time coming, all of the efforts to get this ring motivated. When I first started, I think, on MVCC, they were talking about it and had been talking about it. So that was 2014.
Well, it's been 10 years. I mean, it's been 10 years since they first started talking about this, then they first applied to the state for a grant. And so I guess it seems like a long time, but, it was a very progressive thinking proposal, and so these things take time, but we're way ahead of the curve, and there's a lot of communities out there that are just starting to think about that. We already have our infrastructure in place, so that's a good thing, and everybody should feel good about where we are.
Gee, how long ago was it that we had the ceremony in here where we had the board?
That was back in 2019, and that's just the time that basically we were breaking ground. And so, yeah, it's been almost 5 years, Brooks, but, Phase 1 took about a year. Phase 2 took a little longer than I think any of us envisioned. Part of that had to do with some pandemic-related issues as well. But, yeah, we're done now, and hopefully we'll be able to expand.
There's no other discussion. I'll entertain a motion for Resolution 2023-002.
So moved.
Second.
Second?
Just for clarification, is it 2023 or 2024?
It has 2023 there, but
I think it's 2024.
Oh, it's supposed to be
2024?
I'm
So I'll
sorry.
make a correction on that.
Yep.
We're looking for,
The resolution I have
motion.
here is dated 2024.
I'm
so-
reading off my notes you gave me.
Yeah.
Resolution 2024-002. Entertain a motion for that one.
So moved.
Second.
This one?
I second only this
Second,
one.
too? All right. Let's see. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thanks for catching that, Brooks.
Just add that to one of my mistakes or something. We'll move on to, Jay, you want to give an update on the Executive Director's report?
I've got several items here for you, very briefly, though. And speaking of fiber, several weeks ago, we received a letter that Alta Fiber had sent to the city of Centerville. Alta Fiber is currently doing a build in Centerville, and they were advising the city that they will be offering customers video services as well. So consistent with legislation that the member communities passed in 2007, because they are offering video services, MVCC would be entitled to get 5% of the gross revenue that comes from that, and also the advertising revenue as well. So in other words, Alta Fiber would pay franchise fees, much like Spectrum does right now, and also AT&T. I don't imagine that these fees will probably be significant, but nevertheless, it's another source of revenue. Alta Fiber also has builds underway in Miamisburg, in West Carrollton, and I think at least one other jurisdiction, and they're also building in Kettering as well. So there's a chance that they may also offer video services in those communities as well. We haven't heard that, so that's a kind of a wait and see, but if indeed that happens, again, we will be able to collect some franchise fee revenue from that. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. Also on the revenue front, from the electric aggregation program, Through the first quarter of the year, we've collected $15,000 in administrative fees for overseeing the project and doing all the coordination work. So again, not a lot of money, but in the overall scheme of things, it's another revenue source for us, and hopefully by the end of the year, that'll be around $60,000 or possibly a little bit more than that. So it's, for our budget, it's certainly not insignificant. So I wanted to share that with you as well. Also, at our last meeting, I mentioned the fact that MVCC does have a strategic plan. It dates back to 2007 when Steve Huseman was the executive director here. It's time now to update that plan. Wayne Davis, Centerville City Manager, has a lot of experience and background in strategic planning, and he was kind enough to volunteer to help us in that regard. Wayne and I met last month and talked about kicking this project off in the fall. So when we reconvene this fall, we'll be focusing on the strategic plan. Over the summer, we will put together some background information for you in terms of some of the details that will be associated with that work. Our goal is to try to wrap this up by the end of the year. If we can't do it by the end of the year, certainly by the first couple of months of 225. So obviously, the board, the city managers, all the folks, all the staff people who we come in contact with, they are all interest groups who will be intimately involved with this program. And again, we'll share additional details with you over the summer. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. And then finally, I don't use social media for a whole host of reasons, but I know a lot of people do. And, because of that, you have to when you're a council member, you have to differentiate your personal social media from your business social media in terms of your activities as a council member. There have been a lot of recent what do I want to say, court rulings regarding how you can and can't use social media. So we're in the process right now of putting together kind of a do's and don'ts of using social media that we hope will be beneficial for elected officials. We're looking at probably about a 2-hour program. There's an attorney in Columbus who did a small social media presentation during the newly elected officials training, did a wonderful job, and I think we're going to have him as our speaker. And we're shooting to do this sometime during the summer. In all likelihood, it'll be July. So as soon as we have all the details together, we'll be sending that out to your community. So I would encourage everyone sitting at the table here, if your schedule permits, to join us, and encourage your fellow council members as well. As I said, it's only going to be about a 2-hour program. We're going to try to schedule it around lunch, so hopefully we'll try to make it as convenient as we can for people. But I think it's something that hopefully will be well received, and I think it will be beneficial as people use their social media accounts. So just wanted to touch on that as well. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman, unless anyone has any questions.
Awesome. Busy as usual. Keeping you busy. The chair comments, I really have none, but I do like the pictures. That's pretty neat, seeing the pictures on the wall. Like everybody's commenting as they came in. So this room is starting to be updated even more, huh?
We're going to put a little collage in the back too, and we've got some other pictures that hopefully the next time you meet here, there'll be some additional pictures in here as well.
Awesome. Move on to board comments and some community updates. What's going on in your communities? Anything going on? Go ahead.
If I could, I just want to thank MVCC. They came out and recorded a we had a youth and government day. We brought that back this year, and kids from Fairmont came over and did a Mont Council meeting. It was amazing. And MVCC came out and, you know, they're airing it now. So it's wonderful, and just thanks to MVCC for doing that.
Awesome.
I feel like I need to apologize for being late, but our previous superintendent in Kettering City Schools kind of unexpectedly passed away last week, so we just had his viewing at Trent Arena, so something going on in Kettering, but I apologize for being late.
Understandable.
Well, we have in Oakwood our largest festival this weekend. So we have that day in May on Saturday. We'll run through it real quick. Pancake breakfast, 8 a.m., the fun run, 5K run, 10K run starts at 8:30. Got a big parade at noon. There's a dog show, games and bouncy houses in the afternoon for the kids. There's an auto show from 1 to 4, and there's a dunking booth. So it's the biggest fundraiser for the Oakwood Rotary Club and the biggest festival in Oakwood throughout the year. And then on Monday, there's a golf outing at Dayton Country Club. So
Please just send the time that you're in the dunking booth. That's all I want to know. Just let me know the time.
yeah, probably 8 p.m. I think it closes at 4. So
Okay.
look around 8 p.m. for me to get in that thing. There's not enough water in that booth. It's a small booth. So it's a big event for Oakwood, and we're hoping on good weather.
Don, you got anything going on?
Have anything to
All right. I know over in Springboro, though, we did open up that 30,000 square foot new playground up at North Park. So it's got all the sensory for any age, and then any disabilities as well that can actually have fun there. And it's been used. Like, we happy it kind of rained the one day. We needed to close it so they could finish it up. So that way, hopefully it kept people away. But even before we opened it, they were on it. And then our concert in the park series starts in June 21st. So, anything going on this side?
No, Miamisburg, we just had the ribbon cutting for Riverfront Park. I think I mentioned that before the meeting just a little bit, but this weekend, starting Friday, 5 o'clock, Spring Fest starts. It's one of the biggest festivals in the city, and it'll be going on Friday. Parade Saturday morning at 9:30, and the festival goes on until, I believe, Sunday at 5. So, not doing anything, stop on out. Look at the park. It's turned out very, very well. Thank you.
It's nice down there.
Okay, do
Want
you
to do anything?
do we have Merchant Mart this weekend?
We have, Merchant
Sunday?
Mart. Go ahead, Joanne.
Oh, no, you take it on.
We have Merchant
I'm
Mart
prompting.
this weekend. We're shifting away from Stubbs Park this summer because of the renovation at Stubbs Park. So there will be activities at St. Leonard, the big open area there at the southeast corner. And that'll be Merchant Mart. I believe that runs from 12 to 5.
Yeah,
I believe that's right. That's a combination of all the merchants within the city and then the Heart of Centerville. So that's a really nice event. Our summer concert series starts on June the 9th. Taylor Swift, I think, is coming June 9th. So it's St. Leonard, so she couldn't have picked a better place to have it than St.
Absolutely.
Leonard.
From Stockholm all the way up.
Yes. So, and then every other Friday, this Friday, there will be music out at Cornerstone Park. And then every other Friday, then it will be at the center of town, right behind the Asheville Wright House, which is Centerville, Washington history. There'll be music there. And we are cutting back our number of concert series because of one being at St. Leonard, but also because of Stubbs Park. So, but the first one is the 9th, and there'll be 3 or 4 during the summer. A couple parties in the park. So looking forward to it.
You want? Want to come in?
I don't have 100% of the details on our pool, but I do know because Miamisburg's shutting their pool down, West Carrollton is reciprocating their pool pass. But if I'm not mistaken, the 1 hour pre-open is just for the citizens of West Carrollton. And I could have swore there was one other thing in there that I'm missing on it, but we are reciprocating Miamisburg pool for their membership to cross over as well.
Brian, anything going on in your neck of the woods?
I don't know that we are doing that, but I do know we have stopped taking lifeguard applications this year. Probably as a result of the Miamisburg pool closure, so I think we're anticipating a big summer, open Memorial Day weekend.
Let's bring on the warm weather finally.
That's right.
Get rid of this dreary weather, but, well, if there's nothing else to come before the council, I know we don't have the meeting scheduled yet, so we'll get that out for the next meeting, but, other than that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
I was gonna say, somebody's got a second. You want to say here? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Meeting's over.